Hello, everybody. Welcome to this video. Welcome to this interview. In this interview, I have the honor to have with me the founder and head of the operation of BRIKN, Mr. Mike Goodman, and also the co-founder and blockchain advisor, Tom Parsons. Welcome to this interview.
Thanks for having us. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to.
So, since it's a lot of interest from my audience and everybody wants to learn more about BRIKN, we're going to go through some questions to learn more about this wonderful project and promising project in these times with the blockchain and real estate together. So, first of all, I will start with the question: what is BRIKN?
So BRIKN is the investment model for Brick by Brick, which is the development mother company of BRIKN. So basically, by investing in BRIKN and holding the token, you can have access to Brick by Brick's property portfolio and receive a percentage yield of the profits from said portfolio. With the tokens as well, you also get governance over the entire property portfolio. We have a DAO ecosystem in place, so we're going to have a voting system, and also we're going to have NFTs which are released to the community to then have governance over the properties portfolio as well.
Wonderful. And how unique is BRIKN?
So we're actually the first DAO ecosystem to tokenize an entire property portfolio. There are some projects out there where they tokenize individual assets, real estate assets, but we're the first ones to actually do the entire portfolio and give a yield from the entire portfolio as well.
All right, guys. And what inspired you to create BRIKN?
Well, I've always been hugely interested in crypto, but the actual idea of BRIKN came to me as I was searching through an Airbnb to stay in, and it was extremely overpriced. And for that reason, it intrigued me into wondering how much the return the actual owners were getting and were making, and would we be able to digitalise these huge profits and return these to investors? It was a combination of safe and secure property offering digital returns. I spoke with Tom about it and mentioned the idea just over a phone call, which was literally by chance. And we both agreed that there was a hugely exciting idea. And since then, we've been working hard ever since. You'll hear me now more or less talking to you. And the project has now gone live.
Yeah, Mark actually approached me with the idea and sort of said that he wanted this transparency to be able to distribute profits from a property portfolio to a community. Like, is there any way to do it in the blockchain? I sort of said that the blockchain is perfect for that, because obviously on the blockchain, you can see every single transaction. And I said, by the sounds of what he wanted to actually do, a DAO ecosystem would be the perfect thing to implement, because it sort of gives governance back to the token holder, and they can have control over the property portfolio. So we don't just have this team building the property portfolio for you, but the actual token holder has control over said property portfolio and the direction that the company moves in.
Awesome. Is the passive income guaranteed through BRIKN?
Absolutely. We've got a very complex smart contract which we've created where once you stake your tokens within the vault, it's actually once the profits are put into the vault, they are then distributed via the smart contract in USDT. So it depends on how many tokens you hold and how many tokens you stake within the vault. You'll then evenly be distributed the profits from the property portfolio via the smart contract.
And the profit is from the generation of the income from the real estate. It doesn't come from the BRIKN token, right?
No, so obviously the BRIKN token is totally separate to the performance of the company. Obviously, we expect that the BRIKN token is going to perform well as well if we launch it when the bull market starts to go on its next cycle. If you buy in now as well, we're currently in private round, and there's 250% increase until launch price as well. So you've instantly got that increase if you buy in now. But the property portfolio is completely separate. So the passive income is 100% guaranteed and is completely separate to the performance of the token.
That's good. That's good, because it's based in the real estate, and whatever happens with the token, with the volatility, it's there guaranteed it's a passive income guaranteed from the real estate.
Absolutely, and it's done more off the percentage of the supply rather than the price of the token. So depending on how many percentage of the supply that you own of the overall distribution of BRIKN, that depends how much passive income you'll generate from the property portfolio.
And since it's the real estate part and the top, then how many ways are to earn actually income from BRIKN?
Obviously, I just touched on it slightly there, where you'll also be earning off of the BRIKN token itself with the price influxes. Obviously, if we're building now in the bear market, and we plan to launch at the beginning of the bull market, so we plan that the BRIKN token will increase massively. If you're buying now at private sale, you're going to have 250% increase before launch price. We're also doing a gold mine NFT where the first 250 investors to invest $1,000 or more. Not only do they have governance over the full portfolio with the gold mine NFT, but they also earn 50% of the profits from the property management company as well. That's also on top of obviously the staking of your token and receiving profits from Brick by Brick Limited. To gain, we're also going to have NFTs for each individual property, which will then get the profits from the property management side of things for these properties. But these are further down the sort of roadmap. To actually get the access to the profits from the NFTs, you have to stake them in the vault as well. So basically the vault is the hub for all of this passive income.
All right, fair enough. And how is the global economic crisis affecting the UK real estate now? Because in other countries it's a bit unstable, and we have seen what's happening, especially Europe, US at this time, and especially also with the real estate, which looks like it's not going so good there.
I think this is going to be beneficial for BRIKN and its investors. I think the global economic situation is already having a huge effect on the UK housing market. We have prices expected to fall over the next year by up to 10 to 15%. With liquidity from our investors through BRIKN, it will give BRIKN the opportunity to capitalise on lower market prices and therefore, once again, pass a greater return to the BRIKN investors.
Absolutely. I mean, they say in chaos comes opportunity, and obviously with interest rates hiking up at the moment, and they can actually see them reaching 10% by next summer. You're going to see a lot of repossessions, obviously, unfortunately for some people, but you have to sort of capitalise on these sort of moments, being in the industry that we're in, and we'll have filled the ICO then, and we would have just gone live, so we would have a lot of capital to actually access these houses which have been put back onto the market at lower than asking price.
All right. And why are you initially focusing on the Northwest to acquire properties?
Firstly, Johnny, I'm from the Northwest. I'm not sure if you can tell that from my accent. So it makes perfect sense, as I have developed properties here for over the last 20 years, which has resulted in making great local contacts in the industry. Secondly, the two big cities in the Northwest, being Liverpool and Manchester, have been two of the fastest growing property hotspots in the UK, with not only asset value, but also with buy-to-let rental yield returns. It makes perfect sense to start the project here, and will show, hopefully, investors a fast return.
And what will be the first real estate deal on the BRIKN?
First real estate for BRIKN is to purchase properties freehold. So Brick by Brick and BRIKN will both own properties outright. And it gives BRIKN the perfect opportunity to reinvest these properties and to move forward.
What's the profit potential from this investment?
Well, we're trying, obviously we've worked out margins, but we're going on a margin of a minimum of 10%. 60% of all the rental yield that is returned to BRIKN will be divided up through the smart contract throughout and distributed throughout BRIKN's investors. However much you stake in the token in the vault, in the BRIKN vault, will determine on how much return you will get from the rental yield. But this is a monthly return to our investors, which will be in USDT. And we're not sure of any other company out there right now that can actually do this. Or
in real estate, it's like if it's 6 to 7%, it's very good percentage on yield. So if it's 10%, it's really good. And the 10% is guaranteed, or it's a target to achieve for the investors?
10% is always the target, but there's a higher percentage return on different projects. But people invest with BRIKN. With the DAO system, they actually get governance over how BRIKN rates moves forward. With no one being centrally in control, everyone will have the chance. And as a community, if we think it's better for BRIKN to go forward, and we vote, there's more votes on this idea, then that is the idea and how the company will move forward.
Absolutely. So we'd potentially present the potential routes for the company to move forward, and we'll offer the statistics and the figures of the return. So for example, like single lets offer about 10% plus, like buy to rent. HMOs offered 15 to 30% plus, and then rent to rent can offer 100% plus a year. So we'll present the DAO with these sort of figures, and we'll say what direction would you like to move in, and we'll put it to a vote, and then the DAO would vote on the way that the company moves, dependent on the profits and the actual strategy of the company, and then that's the direction we're moving.
How do you manage the investments, the investment funds, and how safe are they for the investors?
The financials are very extremely safe. Obviously, we're using coin payments on our ICO platform, so any payment done through the platform goes straight through them. They're a very well established company, globally known, and then we've also got a corporate account at Nexo, who service billions of transactions and have insurance of up to £380 million for hacks, etc. So if worse comes to worse and Nexo were attacked and funds were lost, there is insurance in place where they'll be able to replace them funds for you. So your financials are 100% safe when investing in BRIKN through our ICO platform.
And how do you manage risk in this case?
We manage the risk not just in keeping your financials safe through our ICO platform, but also in our strategy of the company as well. By diversifying the portfolio, we don't just access one sector in the real estate, we access every sector in the real estate. And obviously people that are known investors and knowledgeable investors, you know that diversifying your portfolio is the best way to mitigate risk.
Very good. And does the bear market affect BRIKN?
So we've had a little discussion about this in the past. Obviously, there's a famous saying in the blockchain industry saying build in the bear market. And obviously when prices are coming down, people aren't really investing as much. So you're not really focusing on the marketing or the community management and development. You focus more on the development, the fundraising. So BRIKN being in the building stage currently is perfect, because then once the next bull cycle comes around, that's when we'll be looking to launch. So not only will we be then accessing a higher volume of investors, but also the price of the token is also going to move with the overall market cap of the entire industry. So we're currently sitting at about 1 trillion market cap for the industry, but at the highest point we're at 3 trillion. But I believe a lot of people agree. When I think that we can see up to 5 trillion plus in the overall market cap of the crypto industry in the next bull run. So you can do the math there. That's easily 5x on your original investment, and in my opinion, that's the minimum that we can get.
All right, and why BRIKN and why now?
Sure, there's nothing like this out there at the moment. Like I said earlier, you've got people tokenizing individual real estate assets, but there's no one out there who's tokenizing a full property portfolio. We've got a great team, we've got great partners. Obviously, we've partnered up with a company called Source to basically source real estate investments and do it at a low yield. So if you go over to our community on Telegram, you can actually see some of the properties we've been offered by this company Source. And the yield on some of the purchases are instantly 30%, which is triple our predicted yield. So us predicting a 10% yield is like, in our opinion, worst case scenario. We predict the upside of that. Things are all tightening around the world, and we give you the chance to be rewarded monthly in USDT. Obviously, with the prices of housing market coming down, this is the perfect opportunity for us to enter the market. And we offer you access to the real estate market at a low entry point. Obviously, this is an industry usually with a very high entry point, but you can buy in the ICO for just $500 and then start accessing the profits from this property portfolio instantly.
I wanted to mention something extra here. What I like about BRIKN is that you are transparent about everything, like about the thing behind, the clear purpose, idea behind, and everything really clear on the white paper about the whole concept.
Absolutely, that's the way it should be, and that's why it's the beauty of the blockchain as well, because obviously, and the DAO ecosystem, because everything is in front of you. You can click on the transaction hash and you can get every little detail of where that's come from, who it's come from, the amount.
Great. And what is the vision and the big picture for BRIKN that people needs to know?
So realistically, in the next 5 years, we want to get a portfolio of 50 million. Obviously, it depends on where we're starting. If we fill the ICO, we'll be looking at a portfolio of 8 million. So it would be very easy for us to reach that 50 million in 5 years, in my opinion. That's a small-term goal. Obviously, this is a long-term project for us. We want to access multiple worldwide markets. We're starting off in the UK, but we're looking to branch out throughout Europe and Dubai and Middle East and really make it a global company. We do have this access there already and the connections there. So all it is a matter of time and a matter of building up that portfolio to be profitable enough to be able to branch out to other countries.
Awesome. I think in this interview, we cover a lot of important things, and especially like it was good to have you guys here and to present and to answer these questions, and most, I think, important questions right now. Of course, in this interview, we're not giving to anyone investment or financial advice, but anyway, anyone can check BRIKN and can check also the white paper, the whole picture of it, and again, all the points that we covered in today's video. And then the last question is, if somebody is interested to invest with BRIKN, how they can invest?
It's very simple. We've got an ICO platform built. All you have to do is head over to our website at www.brikn.io, and then you can sign up, fill out the KYC, and invest straight away.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys both for your time and your effort for this interview. It was a pleasure to have you on my channel and in this interview.
Yeah, thank you, Janice. Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
So all the information about BRIKN is going to be down below in the video. Make sure you check out. And if you have any question, you can always comment below, and I will be more than happy, guys, to answer you.